just happened to look out of the wrong window at the wrong moment, and that was it. Life as I knew it chopped off in its prime, and no one had even asked me if I minded. I was 15 years old at the time, gangly, awkward, growing out of my body and prone to teenage spots and an over-endowment of grease in my hair. Just another kid, tortured by hormones and doing my best to escape the attentions of adults and the war games played by my peers. I didn't ask to see whatever it was I saw. True, in my heart of hearts, I might have wanted to be different, to be marked out from the general herd in some way. But this was the last way I'd have chosen, and that's the truth of it. The man on the screen froze as George pressed pause on the remote control. "The prophet, Martin Shaw," he said. "So-called prophet," his companion said, nodding. "You know much about him?" George shook his head. "Only what I've seen in the media. I know a branch of his order came under investigation. Oh, a couple of years ago, something to do with insider dealing, I believe. But I had no involvement in that. The deaths, 10, 11 years ago. You heard about them?" "Of course. The papers and the television were full of it. 12 dead. They blew themselves apart. And 2 others killed themselves last year." George frowned. Looking at his friend, he wondered where all of this was leading. If memory serves, this one, Martin Shaw, he took over after that, didn't he? Wasn't their original leader, Daniel Morgan, among the dead? "That was never proved. Some of the bodies were little more than fragments, and they'd gone to great lengths to get rid of personal items. They'd posted what they claimed was a list of the blessed, as they called their suicides, to the Times, but we know for a fact that it was falsified. Even the sex of the victims didn't match." "We?" George queried. "Patrick, you've been retired 3 years now, and I'd have been told if they'd recalled you. So who's we?" Patrick sighed and reached for the remote to stop the video. "Parents," he said. "We're parents. We formed a sort of support group about a year ago." He glanced awkwardly at George. "Well, Barbara joined it, and I suppose I got dragged along if we're going to be accurate." "Your daughter?" Patrick nodded. "She went to one of their introductory things, some meditation session they held at that place of theirs near Oakham. Went on the Friday night, a normal, sane person, and by Sunday, she was one of them. We've barely seen her since, George. That was 18 months ago. Babs is going frantic. Mitch writes, but she won't come home. She's even given up her job to go and work in one of their damned communes. We're at the end of our rope." He got up, scooping his whiskey glass off the arm of his leather chair and crossing to the sideboard. He poured another, double measure, and gestured towards George. "Refresh your glass?" No, thank you. I'm fine." "How old is Mitch, Patrick? It's been some time." His friend laughed shortly. "Oh, no, you're not giving me that. Mitch is no baby, I know. She was 24 this year, but she's a naive 24, a mere kid." George nodded, considering. He had rarely seen Patrick so agitated. They had worked together both at the Home Office and in the Diplomatic Protection Group, but he'd not seen his friend and one-time colleague in well over a year, closer to 2 now he thought about it. And it occurred to him suddenly that Patrick had grown old. Patrick had passed through almost the same career route as George, ex-army, transferring to the DPG, their paths diverging only when Patrick moved over to work for MI6 and George joined Eric Dignan and other members of the DPG in what Dignan affectionately called his corporation. Men and women drawn from all branches of the service who acted as consultants and liaised between the different branches of British and overseas undercover operations. He had seen little of Patrick after that, and even less since he retired. George pressed play on the video recorder, and the man on screen moved once more, gesturing with his left hand as though reaching out towards his audience. "I'm not saying that this is the only way," he continued. "Perhaps for many, it's not even going to be the right way. But what I am saying to you is this. Come to our meetings, listen to what we have to say, and see for yourself the happiness that belonging to our organisation has brought to those who have chosen and who have been chosen." He smiled again. "I have to tell you, though, not everyone who wants to belong will be able to join us. We have turned